YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. Yes, it's late, and depending on what part of the world that you're in, Christmas, so-called Christmas, is almost over with. Now, here in the United States, got another hour and 15 minutes before uh, so-called Christmas is over with, and it'll be another 365 days or 360 days, depending on how actually you actually want to count it, right? That this day will actually really be back again. But that's not actually really what I want to talk about. Uh, I actually like really, if you actually like for those y'all that actually really want to watch this, I call it, Christmas on the Saturday, and then I put in parentheses Saturn slash Satan, and then I ask the question, well, who really won out on this one, right? And so you can, you know, you can look at this one of many ways, right? You can look at it that let's just, and for the most part, let's actually really look at the whole that what today is Christmas, right? This is the day that the so called Christ was born, Jesus Christ, when for the most part that Jesus Christ was not his name, it was Jesus the Christ. And then people over the course of years say, uh, they've actually really said, well, Jesus Christ or whatever. But, and then it's just for the simple fact, Christ is a title, not a last name, people, right? So, again, what is it that you're actually really celebrating here, right? And it's just for the simple fact that today, at least this Christmas, right? Which I always usually say something about this day every day. I mean, not every day, but on my channel, whether it's here on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever. I always have something to say about this particular day, right? But out of all of the times that I've actually really um, talked about Christmas, right? Um, Today, on the day that on today, which is a Saturday, right? That I've actually really haven't actually really broke this day down into the exact detail that I'm actually really about to break this day down into today, because anybody that actually really knows anything about the days of the week, right? We all know what Sunday means, what Monday means, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or Thursday, right? And then if you don't want to believe me, just go and Google what the days of the week actually really mean, who they were actually really named after, right? Or you can go on YouTube and type up the same thing, you know, days of the week and what their meaning, who they was named after, right? But today, right, for Christmas, so-called Christmas, which again is a bullshit holiday, right? It was actually like being, it was it landed on a Saturday. And the only reason why I say it's very interesting because, again, if you actually really look up the days of the week and look at what Saturday was named after, it was named after the planet Saturn. And if you actually really know anything about the planet Saturn, actually really represents Lucifer himself, or the mark of the beast 666, whatever however you actually really want to call it, right? Because the planet Saturn, right, It's the sixth planet in order. It travels at a velocity of 6 miles per second, and the innermost ring is 6,000 miles away from the planet. 666. Now, I know what a lot of y'all actually is going to say here, right? Well, there's no longer 9 planets, according to NASA. Okay, these are the same motherfuckers that actually really want us to believe that man landed on the moon way back in 1969, right? And there's proof that man did not land on the moon back in 1969. Matter of fact, the motherfucking NASA themselves have actually came out and said that no, we did not land on the moon in 1969. Right? Again, this is stuff that you can actually really go and look up and find out for yourself. You ain't necessarily got to listen to the crazy uncle, to get your information. I mean, I've researched this myself, and the proof is out there. Man did not land on the moon back in 1969. Okay, or any other time for that matter. Right? So, uh, so for the most part, to like say, today, with Christmas falling on the day that it did fall on, fell on a Saturday, right? And then if you actually really go back and watch previous shows that I did about this day, right, you actually really know that the so-called Christ or the Messiah, right, was born under the Hebrew calendar, which starts in April. Just like I say, go over there in Exodus 12th chapter, verse 1, where it says, "Hey, this month will be the beginning of months unto you." And then you go over there to Exodus 13:4, where it says, "And ye came out of the month of Abib." And then again, you look up the translation, and it will put you in the month of April. And then over there in Luke, I forget what chapter it is, but the thing about those is this: those for y'all that you so-called biblical scholars out there, you will know over there. As a matter of fact, I think I want to say it's Luke 1:22, first chapter, verse 22, where that Mary didn't get pregnant until the 6th month, right? So this is so with that, it's simple math, people. 6 months from April put you in October. 9 months from October put you in June. So again, if you actually really want to put a day on it, it will be June 6th, not December 25th. And it's just for the simple fact that it said that hey, the when the Messiah was born, the sheep herders were out there tending to their sheep, right? So nowhere in the world during that particular time that no sheep herders out there tending to their sheep in the dead of winter, right? Now, here's the deal with for those of y'all, strange weather has been happening. That like here in Little Rock, Arkansas, it got up to damn near 80 degrees today, right? And it's gonna be in the 70s tomorrow and over into middle of next week. And then the temperature is actually really gonna start dropping again. So my thing is this, you know, you got to ask yourself some questions. Is the weather actually really acting like this by itself, or are there other things involved, like with HARP? And for those y'all that don't know what HARP is, again, you can Google. You can either Google or go on YouTube, right? Type in HARP, which is HAARP, and there's 13 of them strategically placed around the world today. And that That thing actually really controls the weather along with the chemtrails that you actually really see. Now, a lot of these people they'll sit up and say, well, the chemtrails by themselves don't dictate the weather. And for the most part, you would be right about that, right? But when you turn on that heart machine and it hit them chemtrails, then you have like some serious some serious problems here, right? But when it's not the case, I don't know. I guess they feel like, okay, hey, look, we actually really going to simulate how it was back in the day, but we actually really going to do it in December, right? To actually really make people think that, oh, okay, that it was actually really hot in December during the time frame, and especially during the place where he was actually really born at, right? And then I know a lot of y'all have actually been saying, well, if you look at the map today, right, then you look at the temperatures there, then yeah, it may be hot in December, but again, you can't actually really look at today's map and then dictate, okay, what the weather was back then. And even if it was where that the sheep herders were tending to their sheep back in December, right? You can't sit up here and deny the fact that Christ is a title. It is not a last name, people, right? So again, I asked the question, who really won out? Now, a lot of you motherfuckers will actually really say that the devil is a lie. And I said this a while back. I said the devil is not a lie. He is an asset. He is an adversary of what not to do. But you motherfuckers, y'all will actually really sit up here and y'all will celebrate a bullshit holiday, knowing damn well that, well, y'all may not know because it's just for the simple fact that a lot of y'all not gonna do y'all ain't gonna do too tough of a research to actually really find out what the truth is. And I know what the fuck y'all gonna say. Well, you got all that Merry Christmas shit there in the background. Yes, I have all that stuff. Well, that's the wife's doing, right? Because you got the grandbaby, and y'all know that I've done videos with my granddaughter. So I just do I just play along the best way I can, right? And then again, you know, am I conflicted? Is the tension there? Is the controversy there? Yeah, you can actually really say that the controversy is there because here it is, and I'm actually really telling y'all all this information, and then y'all see all this stuff in the background, right? But just know this: y'all know how I feel about December 25th, right? And just because y'all see all this bullshit in the background, right? It ain't gonna change my way of how I actually really feel about this particular day. All with the hell that I'm trying to tell y'all is that, hey, look, Christmas, so-called Christmas, fell on the day of Saturn or Satan, right? That's what you actually really got to look at. So for the most part, again, you got to ask yourself, who the fuck actually really won out here? So with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucking next door cross street round the corner. Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Till next time.